Are you prepared to watch a clash of wits as the artist deceives the authorities during a tough interrogation? When accused of violence or robbery, DaBaby makes use of his legal knowledge and strategic redirection to contest the evidence and defend his innocence. But how is he able to do so? Stay tuned till the end to find out. In January of 2020, rapper Jonathan Kirk, also known as DaBaby, was involved in a nightclub incident in Miami. The incident occurred when the nightclub owner only paid Kirk $20,000 of the agreed-upon $30,000 for a performance. This problem with the payment quickly got worse, and Kirk and the person who owed the money got into a fight. Kirk and his team allegedly attacked the victim, resulting in physical abuse, robbery of personal belongings, and cash. The sole evidence of the occurrence was a fragment of blurred CCTV footage. Kirk fled the scene in a black SUV, but subsequently returned to the hotel, where he confronted both the victims and a team of police officers awaiting for his arrest. Kirk was hauled to the police station under the guise of an investigation. The inquiry, however, would be far from simple, as Kirk utilized his time in the interrogation room to make things tough for the cops. Kirk's aim from the start was to refuse to answer any inquiries, even about his own name. He was already aware of his Miranda rights, which included the right to remain silent. While it is typical advice in such instances to remain silent and get legal representation, Kirk elected to forego his right to legal representation, certain that he could handle the problem alone. This decision called into doubt his aims and motivations. Kirk told an unclear story in which he said that his manager was in contact with an event organizer about appearing at Cafe Iguana Pines, a nightclub. The money supplied by the promoter, however, turned out to be stolen, and their actions attracted suspicion. Instead of continuing with the transaction, Kirk chose to disengage and leave without a fight. Despite the fact that his explanation did not account for the recorded incident outside the club, Kirk kept true to his stories, knowing that if he remained consistent, it could work to his benefit. Kirk's refusal to request counsel was one of the most remarkable aspects of his actions during the interrogation. This aroused eyebrows among the detectives, as it was unusual for someone versed in interrogation techniques to eschew legal representation. Throughout the process, Kirk's confidence and belief that he could overcome the cops won. Kirk skillfully shifted the topic away from his involvement in the crime and towards his legal sources of income. He stressed that robbery made little sense considering his financial stability and legal company operations. He emphasized that he frequently signed contracts for his commercial transactions, which gave a solid legal foundation for his activities. Despite Kirk's skilled handling of the issue, the investigators remained suspicious. The crime had occurred, and Kirk's vehicle was there at the scene, making it critical for them to extract the information needed to piece together his actions at the time. The police tried to persuade Kirk into confessing, since they lacked the unquestionable evidence needed for an easy conviction. Kirk, on the other hand, stayed steady, refusing to fail from his initial attitude. The detectives decided to leave the room temporarily to debate their next move after realizing their attempts were unsuccessful. This caused Kirk to feel more anxious while alone in the room, which could have an impact on his behavior and decision-making. To the surprise of the detectives, Kirk merely closed his eyes and fell asleep, appearing unconcerned by the scenario. The investigators returned to the room after their deliberations, but this time to address the security of Kirk's possessions left in his hotel room. Kirk, as a major suspect, would be imprisoned while the investigation was ongoing. But Kirk strongly refused to let the agents take care of his things. Instead, he insisted that the hotel staff should take care of them. Kirk risked a 15-year prison sentence and a $10,000 fine, as well as possible charges for the battery incident. However, the case was hampered by a lack of evidence, notably the obstructed security footage. Kirk was freed from jail after 48 hours, and all accusations against him were later dismissed, allowing him to walk free. We have reached the end of our video. Subscribe to our channel and turn on notifications if you want to be kept up to date on such kinds of law videos. See you at the next one. Until then, keep watching.
We already had this, yeah. No, not yet. Yeah. You got anyone here? Yeah. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11.